Jay says a lot of things that go a little bit over my head.
Here we go. Sports Center with Jay and Dan, presented by Tim Hortons. Not sure if you caught it, but last night on this network, Game 2 of the NBA Finals, which saw the Raptors go in with a 1-0 series lead, and talk of Steph Curry feeling a little bit under the weather.
That's right. So everything going well for the Raptors, if you take that into consideration. Looking to go up 2-0 on the defending champs. Teams that have taken a 2-0 series lead in the finals have gone on to win 88% of the time. The crowd locked in, singing along to "Oh Canada," both inside, outside. Heck, they were singing across the country. Barack Obama in attendance, walking in alongside Ujiri. Drake taking his seat. Originally, Obama was supposed to be in Drake's seat. That didn't happen. He sat next to the commissioner, Obama did, and Drake was wearing a Home Alone-inspired Kevin hoodie, poking fun at Kevin Durant. Hero of Game 1 making an early statement.
McKinney turns it over. Van Vliet up top. Pascal! Bringing down the rain, the heavens, the sky!
Hello! Jack. A massive throwdown by Pascal Siakam. He had a playoff career, 32 points in Game 1. Raps up one after one.
Right here, McKinney.
As Jay said, Curry reportedly under the weather. Momentarily left for the locker room after the end of the opening quarter. Early second. Kyle Lowry guarded by Curry. Can't get the three to fall. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi crashes the glass, finds Lowry. This time he drills it. Wraps up 10. Late in the half. Fred VanVleet. On Curry. Pokes it away and goes in for the layup. Raptors up 5 at the half. ESPN analyst and former Raptor Jalen Rose, who was a friend of SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, crowd surfing in Jurassic Park. I would not do that. Let's check the celebrities in attendance for Game 2. There's Shawn Mendes. There's Robbie Alomar.
Well.
There's Rory McIlroy. He's competing in next weekend's RBC Canadian Open. The champs gave them a show in the third. Thompson finds Draymond Green wide open down low. Draymond finds Thompson.
Green with it. In traffic, spins
and the
around.
three drops.
Thompson
The Warriors began the quarter on an 18-0 run. That was huge. Toronto didn't score for nearly 6 minutes to open the third, late in the quarter. Curry gets space, launches a Curry distance three. Raptors down 8, heading to the fourth. Toronto chipped away. Lowry finds Danny Green. He hits a three. Finding his stroke, the Raptors are back within 4. Thompson misses the shot. Look how he lands. Play continues. Quinn Cook drills a triple. Steph Curry waiting to check back in. Races over, celebrates right in front of Drake. Thompson's still laboring. He's like, I need out. Left the game with hamstring tightness. Didn't return. He said he will play Game 3, though. Lowry, playing with 5 fouls, picks up his 6, trying to get the steal on Cousins. Fouls out. Raptors down 8 with just over a minute left. Kawhi fouled. Curry launches the ball in frustration. Nearly hits the ref. Curry given a technical. Kawhi hit all 3 free throws. 2-possession game as the clock winds down.
One-handed in and out, misses. Siakam the rebound. Green for 3. Bang!
Do you foul or not right now? You got to trap him to get it out of his hands so you can foul somebody else.
Livingston has it. There's about a 3-second difference. Nick Nurse saying to get up on him. They try and knock it away from Curry. Curry throws it. Livingston has it. Back to Iguodala. Iguodala puts it up. It's gone. Andre Iguodala drills it with 5.9 remaining.
Kawhi almost stole it. Andre Iguodala, the dagger. The 3 is the Warriors' only points in nearly 5.5 minutes. And that closes the game. Raptors comeback falls short. Klay Thompson hobbled, but still there to greet his teammates. As I said, he said he will play Game 3. KD, how close is he to a return? The Warriors get the split in Toronto. Toronto loses for just the second time in 13 games in this postseason when holding a lead at the half, and they lose a home playoff game for the first time in their last 7 games. So much to discuss. And Draymond was right. The way the Raptors were playing and the way the Warriors were playing in the first half, you figured it would have been a double-digit lead. As Clay recorded 25 points before leaving with an injury, and Steph Curry, he did put up 23, but he only made 3 threes.
Little ditty about Jack and Leo, 2 basketball guys doing the best that they can.
Hey guys, we got to start with the glaring thing from this game, how the Raptors came out flat in the second half. G-State goes on an 18-0 run. How does that happen?
Well, first of all, people got to get in their seats. Number one, the place didn't have great atmosphere to start the third quarter. Secondly, you're right. The Raptors struggled to start the third quarter. Give Golden State credit, Leo. I thought they put on a clinic in terms of ball movement, high percentage shots. They really ramped up their defensive intensity. And I thought the Raptors didn't play with the same oomph and fire and cutting and screening. Quality shots, rhythm, and they turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, when you turn the ball over or miss shots, and Raptors took a lot of perimeter shots, you do that against Golden State. That's not like doing it against any other team. They make you pay, and they did a great job. Think about it. In the second half, the Golden State Warriors, 22 assists on 22 made field goals. That's making you pay for every mistake you make. Also did a few things defensively differently in that third quarter with some of their matchups, and I think that threw the Raptors for a loop for a little bit.
Jack and Leo, Klay Thompson out with an injury. Kevon Louis goes down with an injury. Andre Iguodala steps up, and you almost can't believe that they leave an NBA Finals MVP that open in the final seconds like that.
Well, and a guy that's made big shots, Jack. I mean, how many times has he made big shots for this Golden State Warriors in a finals game? And remember on that last play, Kawhi Leonard almost got that ball. That was right there. He almost got it. And normally he's the guy that's going to pick it off. But then the problem was that when they trapped Steph Curry, they just didn't rotate quick enough to get back to their own man.
Yeah, just an unfortunate play, as Leo mentioned, with Kawhi. And, you know, when you think about the Warriors, Iguodala, 8 points in the second half. He really came up big, got him going in the third quarter. That was a significant shot. You know, Bogut comes off the bench. Quinn Cook makes a few big threes. Their satellite plays, their secondary guys really complemented beautifully. And, you know, you bring up Klay Thompson. Who knows what the deal is for Wednesday with him? Who knows how close Kevin Durant actually really is to coming back?
Well, and think about, you know, what makes those satellite players that you like to refer to them as, the passing. When you're moving a ball, all of a sudden you got not your stars, but your everyday guys getting great wide open looks, and to their credit, they knocked them down.
Gentlemen, tough one, but you're off to Oakland now. Maybe one of the most
San Francisco.
Right? Sorry. You're staying in San Francisco.
We'll go to Oakland for the game.
Okay.
We'll go to Oakland for the game.
That's my mistake,
that's the
gentlemen.
only time you go to Oakland.
That's right, and that's the way to do it for sure. And then next year, guys, they'll be playing in San Francisco, so it'll all work out great. You won't have to leave.
Perfect.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's how we roll.
Hey, remember when we got in trouble in Oakland one time? We got to be careful going in Oakland.
Can we talk about that?
I don't think so.
No. It's a family show.
It is a family show. Thank you, gentlemen. Man, I love those guys. Boogie Cousins was really terrific. Just had 3 points in game one. Started game two for Steve Kerr. 11 points, 10 boards. But maybe the biggest factor is he played just under 28 minutes. Those 6 assists. He's such a great passer. Really all over the court, especially out of the post. You know, Dan, in the words of Canadian singer-songwriter Donovan Woods, Chris Bosh's brooch game, insane. Here's Jimmy Buckets.
Jay says a lot of things that go a little bit over my head. Probably not over Sam's head. Nothing goes over Sam's head. This is Chris Bosh and his former coach. By the way, if you're not happy with what he says, you can't sit him down because he's already sitting down. I can't bench him. No. Let's start with the guy we just heard from, Kyle Lowry, who didn't have a good shooting game in game one, but did all the other things right. It's been so great these playoffs, but you can tell there he's not happy with the officiating, and that's the first thing people get angry about in a loss like this. But does he have to take some heat himself?
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things you don't want to get to, especially especially in a big-time series like this, is start pointing fingers at the officials. The officials are there to do their job. He knows he can do better. He's going to have to be smarter on the defensive end when trying to go for those strips. If you know you've got 3, 4, 5 fouls, you've got to be a little bit more reserved on defense and not be aggressive with the swipe through.
And you got to adjust to the officiating. I mean, early in the game, you see how the officials are calling. If they're calling a tight game, then you understand that and you play accordingly. Kyle just got to reel it in, like Chris said. It's great to be aggressive, but you got to pick and choose your spots. But he's too valuable to this Raptors team to be sitting on the bench in foul trouble and eventually fouling out with 5.5 minutes.
We knew Pascal Siakam wasn't going to go 14 for 17 for 32 in Game 2 like he did in Game 1, but it's jarring to go 14 to 17 to 5 for 18. What was the issue tonight with Pascal?
Well, I mean, the defense. You know that Draymond and the rest of the Warriors were really going to take the challenge. One of the hardest things about the NBA is a scouting report. You can have a good first game, especially in a new series against a new team, but once they zero in on you and get those reports on you, start forcing you left or right or forcing you into help and being more attentive, they're going to make it more difficult on them. So look for Siakam to really get into the film and figure this out.
Yeah, well, Pascal doesn't have to be a 30-point scorer. That's not who he is. But the thing that I'm disappointed in, he didn't get out in transition. He didn't get putbacks. He didn't do all the little things that he did in Game 1 and what he's known for. Yeah, he can knock down a 3, but he's not a prolific 3-point shooter. He's got to get offensive rebounds. He's got to get out in transition. He's got to get to the free throw line. He's got to score in different ways instead of just relying on jump shots.
Hey, after that game, we hosted the post-game show.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we were a lot of accolades coming our way from the media across the country.
And I said something off the top of that show. I said, the start of the year, if you told the Toronto Raptors if they were tied at a game apiece with the Warriors in the NBA Finals, they would take it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they would definitely have taken that.
So that'll help people sleep better. That'll help them approach Game 3 with a bit more
Get through
ease.
their Monday better, just knowing that. Or maybe you think, man, we let them go on an 18-0 run and we were still so close to... No?
No.
Okay.
I know, some of those games...
I'm very much a glass half-empty guy, Dan, whereas you're a glass half-full guy.
And we always talk about, would you rather get blown out of a game instead of being close like they were in Game 2? I'd take the blowout.
Yeah, I think I would too, actually.
Because then you can just, we don't have to look at the tape.
Yeah.
That whole flight they're watching that game.
Yeah, I know. By the way, Chris Bosh's brooch game really is insane.
Yeah. His suit game, too.
Yeah, I like that green suit. It's like the Masters every day. Coming up, more from Game 2. You're watching SportsCenter with Jay and Dan on TSN.
The Golden State Warriors went on an 18-0 run to start the third quarter of Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Raps were up 59-54 at the half. In our league best 56-5 this season, including playoffs win leading at that point. Best in the NBA, while the Warriors assisted all 22 of their second-half baskets. What all that translates is to a Game 2 Warriors win. NBA Finals tied at a game each.
This walkover clock session is sponsored by Jurassic Park dog walkers. That actually makes sense because if you decide to go to Jurassic Park and you line up at like 6:30 in the morning, like many people have done, somebody's got to walk your dog.
Yeah. You can't bring your dog in there unless it's a service dog.
I want to show you a little something, Dan. This is the Golden State Warriors when they are on the road. Yeah, like that. Can we hear that again? Yes, indeed. The Warriors. I love that. That's Dan, by the way. Actually, that's Jeff O'Neill doing an impression of Dan. Warriors have won at least one road playoff game in 23 consecutive series. That is the most in NBA history. That is an incredible stat. In fact, in 20 all-time playoff series under Steve Kerr alone, G-State has never been down 2-0, and obviously they're not 2-0 down now because the series is tied at 1. Yeah, having Kyle Lowry foul out with 5 minutes to go in the game, obviously not ideal.
We mentioned how we were hosts of the post-game show after that game.
Yeah,
and
everybody's raving about it.
We had James Duthie on the show, and we were worried about something going on behind him.
What's that, Dan?
It was the ladder guys, as you're about to see here. This ladder, okay, everything looks fine here until they get it to its full height. That ladder is not safe.
Yeah, that ladder is something that was probably purchased. It's like something you purchased from a pawn shop. Like you just bought a drill from a pawn shop last week.
You haven't lived until you purchased tools from a pawn shop.
And the MLSE people bought that ladder from a pawn shop in the Peterborough area. So I'm going to suggest maybe Canadian Tire next time.
True story. I've also purchased a shovel from a pawn shop once.
I feel like that was probably used to bury someone.
Probably. You got to live a little.
Still works.
Roll the dice.
Still works. That's right. You never know. And then there's the Blue Jays. All you can say is they have to be very happy that no one but the diehards are paying attention right now, thanks to the Raptors. Winless so far through 5 games of a 6-game road trip, and their starting pitcher in Sunday's finale against Colorado was, yes, Aaron Sanchez, who's been pulled early in 2 of his last 3 starts because of a torn nail in his middle finger. 2-1 Rockies 3rd inning. Chris Iannetta sends one to center. Randall Grichuk sails over his head. Run scores. Rockies up 3-1. Sanchez was still on in the 6th. Retired his last 7 batters. Iannetta takes him very deep to left for a solo shot. This is 476 feet. It is Colorado, though.
That center field camera seemed out of focus the entire series for some reason.
Well, looks like someone was drunk in center field at Coors. It was Coors. Way to go, Coors. Rockies up 4-1. Bottom 7 now.
There, look at
Sanchez. Yeah, you're right, Dan. Sanchez out of the game. So he does make it to the 6th. That's the good news about Sanchez. Nolan Arenado, an incredible baseball player. Solo shot, 13-game hit streak, 2nd longest in the majors, 16 home runs in the year. Jays have lost 6 straight baseball games. I'd like to see more Merca crowd shots. Twins and Rays. It's the Jannies, our favorite and least favorite plays from Sunday. Byron Buxton, another incredible catch, but how about the throw to complete the double play? Buxton continuing to get it done in center field.
The
for your
Twins.
Minnesota Twins.
Twins are so good. Fred Van Vliet, lob past to Pascal Siakam. Oh boy, I'm calling highlight of the night. Who's with me?
Nats and Reds. Hit to first base. Joey Votto snares it with the bare hand. Canadian! That's like a hockey save. If you dropped your glove in hockey as a goaltender.
Second time in Petco Park history there was a B delay during the Padres game. This one interrupted the game for 28 minutes. An exterminator had to come and remove the bees from a broadcast microphone near the Padres dugout. Bees just love microphones.
That's why cameraman Glenn has to spray down our microphones every week or so. Otherwise, the famous Scarborough bees would inhabit the studio. Instead, it's just the Scarborough squirrels. Okay, this is really neat. Rachel Garcia of UCLA, 10 shutout innings, struck out 16, throwing 179 pitches, and then hits the walk-off 3-run home run to send the Bruins to the NCAA title series. What?
More from the French, Stan Wawrinka. Great defense. And rips the cross-court backhand winner.
Vintage Stan Wawrinka.
Stan Wawrinka.
You come in on that.
Great goal from Major League Soccer. Harris Medjugorje curls the free kick near post past the diving keeper.
2 on, 2 out. Anthony Rizzo, liner to right. Colton Wong. Look at that. Wonder if our crew went and saw that game in St. Louis.
Well, Dan, look at this. Zlatan Ibrahimovic kicks it to himself. Bicycle kick. What? Off the chest. Kicks it up. Bicycle kick for the goal. Ibrahimovic continues to amaze. He's from Sweden.
Okay, so you always have a theory about bicycle kicks. If you make one of those, you're going to get highlighted.
That's usually a guarantee. And I don't see any reason why that guarantee wouldn't be fulfilled on this show. We'll find out.
First play of the day. It's from the Astros and the A's.
Driven, right
Tell you,
center. Laureano
it's sunny every day in Oakland. Oh, boy. Ramon Laureano.
Rolls to the base of the wall. Fisher
Great
scores.
uniform
Curry
stuff.
with an RBI.
Great
double,
uniform.
And the Astros lead 1-0.
Leo and Jack, they'll be catching some A's games. Didn't check their schedule,
That's
but I'm
right.
sure they're playing.
That's probably the nefarious behavior they were referring to. Going to an A's game when they should be prepping for Game 3. Highlight of the night is Fred Van Vliet to Pascal Siakam. A highlight in a loss by the Raps. That series now even at a game apiece. Game 3 is Wednesday.
During that 18-0 run, they needed a play like that to get their building back in it.
This is the great news. Now, apparently we were perfect tonight. We didn't blow anything, but you did notice one thing regarding our friend Andrew Zwarich.
That's right. He works on this show, and it was his birthday, so he was not emceeing the Raptors viewing party in Pickering because,
as you thought, instead it was
cameraman Glenn.
That's right. Cameraman Glenn did it. And so cameraman Glenn, I know Sean Mendez is from Pickering, Perdita Felicien from Pickering, Sean Avery. Cameraman Glenn eclipses all of those Pickering residents in terms of popularity and fame. Hey, it's time for updating our beards. Are they beard related?
We're growing playoff beards, if you haven't figured out. We're going to shave them at the end of the playoffs.
At the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And here we go. Idris Elba?
Come on.
Again, I'll take it. You guys are like totally flattering me. You gave me John Hamm last week, and now you're giving me Luther? I'll take, and the next James Bond, probably? Dang, it's James Dolan, the most hated owner in sports?
I got the monies.
This is incredible stuff.
I did wake up with my beard today, and it felt like I had a strong growth night. It felt longer when I woke up.
Like, to your touch, or just on your face?
The feel felt like a good growing.
It was a nice face feel?
Good face feel. My pillows were doing the work.
Hey, we got Max Domi on the show tonight, so check that out. It's going to be good times. Thanks for watching.